Hello, YouTube friends. We are back after a 2 year hiatus. We're going to be adding some more content into the latest obsession of the One Piece TCG. Now, for those who don't know, the One Piece TCG has taken North America by storm. All the places are sold out, all the locals are at large capacities, and it's been a lot of fun. Not as much fun trying to get your hands on the cards that you need because that stuff is extremely expensive and it's getting up there. However, thankfully, I have my deck built and I'm good to go to compete. So this is a match that took place at a locals in Toronto, Canada, specifically Brampton. I went 3-1, won two, lost one, and then one match was a bye. Now, this was the first match of the evening, which I ended up losing. But you'll see, and the only one that I was able to record, unfortunately, because of the some of the table spaces were a bit too small, so I wasn't able to set up. So this was the only table that had some space that allowed me to put my stand. Either way, I'm going to be retweaking, trying to figure out the best ways to record at like all my matches. Anyways, we start the match, and my opponent puts out a Bonnie. I pull out a Nami, and I end up drawing a Red Hawk from my search. I wanted to have a counter in my hand. Now, mind you, this is the first time I'm actually running Red Hawk in a locals. Anytime I've played it online in the TCG sim, Red Hawk has not served me well. I've never been able to knock out a 4K character. I've only been able to counter for it, and it's just been completely useless. So I'm going to just probably take it out of my deck, put something else back in. Not too sure. Maybe I don't know, maybe a guard point, maybe another character. I just got my hands on the Film Red promos, so I'm probably gonna swap it out, put a Gordon or Law in there. Anyways, back to the match. It's now my opponent's turn. He searches Bonnie, taps one. I believe he ends up taking a 7-cost kid out of that. Yeah, he takes the kid, which you'll see the big boys will come out and play a bit later on. Now we keep going through this. I believe he wants to play. He's going to play an Echo and suspend my Nami, the suction Nami that can put down Arrested Dawn. And after playing this game, I realized that that was probably the best move because had that Nami been up, I would have won. And you'll see later. I'll comment on that later on in the video. So he makes a mistake. He plays the Neko, but he doesn't declare who he wanted to rest. But he already knew who he wanted to attack. So we're just talking about that. I'm like, no, you got to declare that. And then he moves my Nami into rested mode, swings at her. And then now it's my turn. I reset, draw one. I'm at 4 Dawn right now. I have a Nico Robin in hand. Just trying to figure out when to play it. Obviously, going to try to get her on board as soon as possible because that is the most powerful removal versus green because of their low cost characters and low cost blockers. So I will attach one to Zoro to make the Nami a 3K. I accidentally declare I'm going to attack against the Neko. Obviously, I can't. I actually meant to do it against the Bonnie just to donk her out. Put her at 3. Put the 1 under Zoro just to make her 3K, so then he couldn't just play a 2K counter. Then I swing face for 6, which I believe he's gonna counter this. Counters with an Apu. Yeah, he does. Then I'm like, okay, great, no worries. We'll put the Robin out, and then we go, and it's his turn. He ends up drawing. What does he do? Yeah, he just moves his things in place. He's trying to calculate what he needs to do. He's going to forward through this. There's a lot of thinking in these matches and in these games. I like to play it like a chess match or even just very strategic. So anyways, he puts the Capone down, puts a Momo down. He's got 3 Dawn up, minus his 1 Dawn, taps 1 Dawn to search with Momo. And I know he's trying to look for that Paradise Waterfall because he's going to need that for his late game to restand his blockers. Green has been a very annoying matchup for me. I think, well, what did he pull? He pulls the Okiku. I like to think that he was probably looking for the Paradise Waterfall, but either way, he pulls the Okiku. He's got 2 Dawn left to play with. He's trying to figure out what to do. We just forward more in the video. All right, so he plays an Apu down. He knows that I have Red Hawk, so he plays the Apu instead of saving it for a counter. Now I end up making the mistake and forgetting the Apus on board. You're going to see next round because I'm so used to green simply using their Apus as counters and not putting it to rest a Dawn. So anyways, he takes a Neko. He attacks my Nami, but I need to have another body on the board, so I decide to defend that. I believe I put a 2K. Yes, I put a 2K because he was a natty 3. And then he swings to face. He decides not to swing for the Nami. And he decides to just go for face to make me empty my hand. But I believe I take this. Now, this is probably the only life that I end up taking for the majority of the match. So I'm at 4 life now. We reset. I draw 1. Obviously, we know the threat that Nico Robin can be on the board, so I'm going to play another one. But before I do that, I make that my last turn so I don't telegraph exactly what I'm doing. I end up counting my Dawn. All right, trying to figure out how to distribute it out. I believe I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? It should be third turn. I'm going to attach 1 under the Zoro. Attach... Yeah, I'm like spacing it out, right? Got 2 there, 4 there. End up attaching the 1 under the Robin. Attacking for 5 to the Neko. And then knocking out the blocker. Yeah. The reason I didn't put a Dawn under the Zoro was because I'm actually going to get Nami to swing. Nami to swing at Momo. Even though that's probably unnecessary. Let me see what I do. I can't even remember. Yes, because I wanted to keep 2 Dawn up for a Red Hawk. So I'm just not going to be committing any Dawn more than necessary other than the 3 that I need to place another Nico Robin. So we slowly continue. So I swing Nami to Momo. He knocks Momo out. Then I put the Robin down, and obviously I have 2 Dawn up. And I completely forgot he has the Apu up, and obviously that 1 rested Dawn's going to go to waste. Now he's got 7. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs to commit 1 Dawn to the Apu, which leaves him at 6 to play around with everywhere else. So he's going to put the ISO down. Pay 3, put the ISO down, rest the other Nico Robin. Because obviously he doesn't want her to keep her up. So he's going to swing. He's going to put 2 under Apu. That puts him at, what's Apu naturally? 3K? There's a 5K. So he rests the 1 Dawn. So that it totally nullifies my Red Hawk, which is what I was saying before, where I can't seem to play counters properly. And we keep going. So he knocked out the Apu. He used Apu to knock out Nico Robin. Okay, now he attaches 2, puts his kid at 7, swings to my other Robin, which obviously is good insurance for him for later on because he doesn't want his guys getting knocked out. Smart move. It's my play now. As we keep going, I'm at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dawn. No, 8 Dawn. It should be 8. I believe I have a 6 cost Luffy in hand, which would need essentially 8 to become a rush. Just keep going through. So I put, wait, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 Dawn this turn. So I'll put the Zoro down. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, Zoro's at 6K. Do I want to attack face? Do I take the Apu out? Because the Apu obviously don't want him around. Could have committed Dawn to the Nami, but figured, you know what? Let me just do a rush, take him out. Might have been a bad play. As we keep going, I swing 6 to face. Now I have 4 Dawns still up. So I'm rearranging my Dawn to show what's rested because my opponent asked how many I still have up because he's trying to figure out what to do. Yes, and then I swing for 5 with the Nami. I probably could have. I gotta remember what Apu was at. I could have maybe swung with Nami to Apu, but either way, he was probably going to use a counter on either one. We keep going through the match. It resets. Now it's his turn. I believe he ends up putting out. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7. This is when Blocker Kid comes out. Now, obviously, red versus green is one of the tougher matchups simply because of their big bodies and big blockers. Now, I didn't have an Otama in hand, didn't have a jet pistol at all, so I had nothing to answer to for later in the game. He puts 2K under his ISO, make him 5K, goes for Zoro. Obviously, I got to protect that. I end up finally using my Red Hawk, but I can't knock out the ISO, so I just defend it. Right, 4K defense on a 5K attack. Right, I didn't want to use a counter. I didn't. Oh wait, what did I do? Oh, I used the Otama. I used the Otama at that time, so my mistake. I did have an Otama in hand. Either way, I don't believe I had a 1K counter in hand to be able to resolve that. So now I'm at 10. I believe this is when I have 6 cost Luffy, which needs 2 Dawn cards to initiate a rush. So I'm trying to strategize to figure out, okay, how do I play this, right? I put 1 Dawn under Zoro. Now I have 9 Dawn left. Let's do some math. I end up putting 1 under Nami, which puts her at 5K, 2K, 3K, 4K. Straight to ISO. So 4 to ISO. He takes it. Now trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? He's got a blocker up. So I just try to bait it out. Just try to see what he's gonna do. So I swing 6 to life because of the Zoro passive. He decides to take that. He's not gonna counter, and as you can see, he pulls out a Punk Gibson. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, are you doing any counters, anything? He's like, no counter. So now here, this is when Big Boy Luffy comes out. Put the 2 Dawn under him, putting him at 10K. I swing 10K to face, and I believe my opponent gets a bit confused about this because he was just reading the power level on the card itself. And then I'm calculating, nope, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he's trying to think, he's okay, what do I do? But then he was asking how much my Zoro's at. I said 6. He thought I was attacking with the Zoro, and then you'll see he moves to block because he thought I was attacking with Zoro. And then I'm just sitting there, I'm like, no, wait, I'm attacking with Luffy for 10K. And then he rethinks what he was going to do if he wanted to, I guess, counter with cards in hand. But then he was like, no, I'm just going to take it. So now he's at 1 life. I'm still at 4. And now it's his go. Now, mind you, at this point in time, I actually have no counters in hand. I only have raw cards. I can't remember exactly what I have, but I'm literally open up to attack. So he puts a 7K, puts 1 Dawn under the kid to make sure he restands after he attacks. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the other Dawn underneath over there. Let me just keep going through. He pays 7. And he's leaving those 2 Dawn out for his Punk Gibson, so that's why they're not in view. So now he's trying to figure out what to do. He places a 7 kid blocker down. We forward in the video. He decides, he's like, okay, going to attack. I think this is him testing the water to see if I have any counters left. So he's like 5K to character Zoro or leader Zoro. I have 3 cards in hand, no counters. I can't do it. He tests the waters again. Swings 8K to my Luffy, and I cannot defend it. So now the board is not looking so well for me. It's all in his favor. He's got blockers up. However, I have a Diablo Jambe in hand. He has 1 health left. I don't believe I pulled the Luffy at this point in time. Actually, no, I do have the Luffy in hand, as you can see. But I'm trying to, and I have a Zoro. And I think I have 1 Suction Nami. I call her Suction Nami because she just sucks up a rested Dawn. Trying to figure out how to play this. I play the Nami down just so then I can scoop up a Dawn, put it up underneath. Yeah. And then activate the main, attach it to Zoro. This is where the big boy comes out. And then I play the Diablo Jambe. And I take all my Dawn, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. Yeah, I'm like losing count in my head as to what's going on. And just playing with some math here. I got the Diablo Jambe. I know I need to do that. So I need to ask him how many cards that he has in hand. I'm just trying to calculate how much damage I'm going to do, or what he can counter with. Because he has that Punk Gibson up still. So obviously I want to swing over that because Punk Gibson's 4K. And then obviously he's got his blocker. So I want to make it as unblockable as possible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep going, 9. Okay, put that down. So I play the Diablo Jambe. Now I have 8 Dawn available. So I'm making Zoro. I declare that Zoro is unblockable. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 5, 13. 13k to leader. Unblockable. Either he dumps his hand at this point in time, but I think he's doing the calculation. He knows that he doesn't have that. So he takes it. Okay, now I'm left completely open. I have 2 cards in hand. His kid can double swing, right? For whatever Dawn he puts under, and he's got full Dawn up. I'm just completely left open. So as we run through this, I'm just going to forward a bit. He's trying to figure out, okay, do I place something down? Do I go just full swings? So he puts his Capone down as an extra blocker, right? We keep going. So 8. Each kid is at 8k. He's trying to figure out what he's going to want to discard in order to... And he's keeping 2 Dawn up. You can see that in the bottom left. 2 Dawn up for his Punk Gibson. So he swings 8. I got to take it. Nothing. No triggers. He swings another 8. Got to take it. He knows I have nothing in my hand. I could try to bluff it, play some mind games, be like, yeah, you know what, baby, you know what, yeah, I guess I'll take it. Got 4 cards in hand now. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's obviously has those 2 Dawn right in the middle. He's going to attach it for 7k. And then he's got the 3 Dawn up to reswing. I got to take it. Okay, he's going to go reswing. Whoops. Keep going forward. Now that pulled the Jet Pistol. Jet Pistol, I'm just going to play it. Just knock out the Beige. Not much I can really do unless I have the Rush Luffy, which I believe at this point I might, because that was my game plan, unless it came off health from the last hit. Let me see. Swing, yep, got to take it. Okay. No, it was a Sanji. 2k counter. Draw 1. You're going to see in my hand Nami, Zoro, Luffy. This is do or die at this point, right? I can't get through those blockers. Well, yeah, you know what? He forgot to restand his guys. Yeah, I was about to say at this point, I'm like, oh, no, wait, his blockers are down. But no, he's got to restand them. So I'm trying to calculate with the 5 cost Dawn. Obviously, Luffy, right? Going to put another 5 and then use Nami's ability to put an extra Dawn under. So then it would be a 6k Luffy, which would put him at 12. We're going to see just the Luffy comes out. The Luffy comes out. I start counting the Dawn. Okay. 5, 13k, or 6k. Wait. Let me just go back. So I immediately, as I put him down, I'm like, activate main, put the rested under him. Okay. So now it's a 6k Don puts Luffy at 12K. Unblockable, right? This is the only option that I had. All gas, no brakes. Now he's looking, he's like, okay, what is it? It's unblockable? Yeah. This is the biggest travesty. I swear to God, all my opponents always have the best luck versus me. They always either have one more card than needed or draw something from life that just screws me over. You're going to see here, he's going to calculate. He's going to look. He's like, okay, what do I need? I'm like, you need 13K. So he's looking at his hand, calculating. Do I have it? Right? There's his Punk Gibson, finally. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 13K. Or 14. I can't do math right now. And I'm just counting. I'm like, okay, no, let me make sure I counted that right. But it is 6K. It was a 12K. He had 13K in defense. And yeah, that was game for me because I had nothing. It just any swings from any of his characters would have taken me out. I'm just like, good game, man. You did it. And you know what he had left in hand? He had no Kiku and a blocker law. Watch, he's gonna flip his cards over here. He had one more card than needed, which put me out. And you know what? I like to play ballsy with red because hey, it comes with payoff. It's do or die 50-50. And most of the times it is a 50% chance. Of course it's 50%, but most of the times, you know what, I end up banking on that gamble. But anyways, thank you guys. That was the locals for, let me just replay this. That was the locals that recently happened. It was a lot of fun. I went on to win my other matches against a Kaido and a red-green Luffy. Yeah, thanks. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was insightful. Any comments, questions, please feel free to comment below. I'm hopefully gonna get more One Piece content out because this is the craze at this time. It's all the preparation and training for the Treasure Cup happening on February 4th. Hope to see you all there. Hope to see you at the locals. Thank you and goodbye.